Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Am I audible properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Is the screen visible to everyone? Reply me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So we are discussing the chapter number 5, unit number 5, and we have completed with association rule. So now today's topic is decision tree. We'll wait for 2-3 more minutes, only 6 persons are there, and then we'll start. Just wait for 2-3 more minutes. So let's start that. I told you that today we will discuss the decision tree. So we are discussing so many data mining algorithms. So up till now we have discussed neural network, genetic algorithm, then association rule, k-means, clustering, or k nearest neighbors, and all these things. So today the topic is decision tree. So decision tree is basically your classification solving problem. What do we mean by classification? At the starting of this subject, I've told you what is the difference between classification and a clustering. So what is the difference between these two? The classification is that in which we have predefined classes. Now you have to categorize the data within the predefined classes. Okay. And clustering is something where the defined classes are not there, but we built a new subset and that is called clusters. Okay. Depending upon the similar characteristics. Okay. So decision tree is provide the solution for classification. Let's take example. Suppose 16 students are there in your class and I have a predefined two classes. Okay. What are the two classes? Like those who are securing greater than 50% and those who are securing less than 50%. Class 1 is more than 50% marks and class 2 is less than 50% marks. So these are the predefined classes. You have to categorize all the 16 students into these predefined classes. Okay. तो इन्हीं दोनों में किसी ना किसी में lie करेंगे, उसके अलावा कहीं पर भी lie नहीं करेंगे. ठीक है. So this is a classification problem in which you have predefined classes and you have to categorize the elements within the predefined class. Okay. Excuse me. And now what is clustering? In clustering, what happens? Suppose students from your class, nobody is securing the 50% marks. So everyone is securing greater than 60% marks or greater than 80% marks. Okay. So these are the two prominent categories in which all the student falls. The greater than 60% and greater than 80%. So depending upon the securing marks, we can make two clusters. The students who are securing greater than 60% marks and students who are securing greater than 80% marks. So there is no predefined limits here. You are defining the limits based upon the attribute values. Okay. So now I am saying that every student is securing 60% and greater than 80% marks. So I can make two clusters. So these are the clusters in which you don't have predefined class labels. You make your own subgroups depending upon the attribute value. Those problems are called clustering. And when you have predefined classes, then this is called your classification problem. So today we will discuss decision tree, and this is used to solve the classification problem. Let's see what is a decision tree. A classification scheme which generate a tree and a set of rules for given data sets. So obviously there was a data set on which you are developing a tree. Okay. So when you develop a tree, that tree, each node, or you can say each branch of the tree will generate a single rule. Okay, when we'll see example, it will much more clear to you. Till now, you all you know now what is tree. Tree is where you have nodes and you have branches. Okay, so this is called a tree, the collection of nodes and the branches. Then that is called a tree. The set of records available for developing the classification method is divided into two disjoint subsets. And these two subsets are a training set and a test set. The attributes of the records are categorized into two types. The one is numerical attribute, which have the numeric values. The other one is a categorical attribute which don't have a numeric value. Okay, so we have two types of attributes. Okay, the one who is having the numeric value 1, 2, 3, 4, these are called numerical attributes, and those who are not having the numeric value, like name. Okay, in the name there is no numerical value or there is no ordering of the data. So that is called your categorical attributes. And when you have the data set, you always partition the data set into two parts, the training set and the test set. So a decision tree is a tree with the following properties. The first one is an inner node represents an attributes. An edge represent a test on the attribute of further node. A leaf represent one of the classes. So when we talk about a tree, initially there is a node, then from a node there are branches. From the branches you have certain other nodes. That nodes is divided into further nodes, and at the last you will come to the leaf node. Okay, at the last level of the tree. And when you have the last level of tree, that is called your classes. The leaf nodes is called your classes. All other nodes in the tree is called inner nodes, which represents your attributes. And the joining edge, the connection between one node to another is called your edge. Okay. So construction of a decision tree based on the training data. So from the training data, we build a tree and we use the test data to test our tree. And we use top-down strategy. Top-down strategy means initially we choose one attribute, we divide into certain other attributes, then we divide into certain other. Based upon the criteria, the division of nodes are there. So look at this example. This is an example of the training data set. Okay. So this is one of the data set which is having how many attributes? 5 different attributes. Okay. So this data set has 5 different attributes. If we divide the data set into certain rows, so in this you can see how many rows are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 rows are there. Similarly, in the test data set, we have certain rows, and in all the rows, we have 5 different columns. And what are the 5 different columns? Outlook, temperature, humidity, windy, and finally at the last, we have the class label. And you can see the class label is binary here, either play or not play. Suppose take the first row. The outlook is sunny, the temperature is 79, the humidity is 90%, and the windy is true, and there is the class label is no play. Similarly, for the second, the outlook is sunny, the temperature is 56, the humidity is 70, windy is false, then the class is play. So we are having a difference in the values of outlook, temperature, and humidity and windy. But the class label is binary, either play or no play. So we'll come to the leaf node, which will represent either play or not play, depending upon the values of remaining 4 attributes. Okay. So the value of outlook, temperature, humidity, and windy will decide whether to play or not to play. So here you have to make a decision tree, which is based upon the 4 different attributes, and the leaf attribute is your class label. Okay. So this is the decision tree which is formed based upon the training set. What is the decision tree? First, the leaf node which is chosen is outlook. Outlook is first inner node. Okay. And what are the 3 different values of the outlook? It's sunny, overcast, and rain. So these are the 3 different attributes of the outlook. And based upon this outlook attribute, you have the further division of the node. Okay. So further division of the node is like if the outlook is sunny, and the next node is we are checking is humidity. If the humidity is on the left side is less than or equal to 75, then we play. And if it is greater than 75, then it is no play. Similarly, for the overcast, whatever the value of the humidity and windy, there is always a single value, and that is play. So for every overcast, the class label is play. It is not dependent upon any other attribute. So for the third lane, where the outlook value is rain, then we have the division of another inner node, that is windy. If the windy is true, then no play. If the windy is false, then play. So as you can see, we have how many different branches? We have 5 different branches of the tree. Okay, so these 5 different branches of the tree will represent 5 different rules of the tree. Okay, so what are these 5 different rules? So rule 1 is the value of outlook is sunny, the humidity is less than or equal to 75, then play. So this is the first rule. First branch is show your first rule. Similarly, for the second rule, the outlook value is sunny, the humidity is greater than 75, then no play. This is the second rule. What is the third rule? If the outlook value is overcast, then play. Okay, so it will not depend upon any further attribute. Come to the fourth one. Then the outlook value is rain, the windy is true, then the class label is no play. And the fifth rule is when the outlook is rain and windy is equals to false, then we play. Okay, so in this way, all the branches of the tree will represent your different rules. And if you generated a rules based upon the training data set, next time these rules are tested on the test data. Okay, so now you have to check whether these rules are valid for the test data or not. Because in the initial phase, what do? you divide the data set into two parts. The one is training set, another one is test set. So initially the training set is used to develop your tree. Okay, when you develop your tree, all the branches of tree represent your certain rules. And now by using the test data, you have to check whether the developed rules are true or not. If it is true, then we can say the decision tree is okay. But if it is not true, then we have to further check the attribute criteria. Maybe possible the attribute division criteria is not okay, and maybe possible that the selection of attribute is not okay. So for that purpose, you have to revise your decision tree and generate other rules. Okay. So this is the same decision tree. The classification of unknown input vector is done by traversing the tree from root node to the leaf node. Okay. So if you want to classify an unknown input vector means a vector from the test data. If you want to classify a new value, okay, so you have to traverse the tree and come to the leaf node. A record enters at the root node. Okay, so whenever you are testing the data, the record will start from the root node. At the root node, a test is applied to determine which child node the record will encounter next. Okay, so depending upon the root node, it will decide which branch you have to choose and go to the next one. The process is repeated until the record arrives to the leaf node. Okay, this process will be repeated. Then you will not reach to the last layer of your tree. All the records that ends up at the given leaf of the tree are classified in the same way. There is a unique path from the root to each leaf. Okay. Unique path means you have 5 different branches. You have to traverse through all. You need not travel through all the different branches. You have to go only that branch which is based upon your input data. The path is a rule which is used to classify the record. Okay. So I have told the branch is represent your rule here. So suppose now there is a record given, okay, from the test data. What is the record? The outlook value is rain. The temperature is 70%. The humidity is 65%. And the wind is true. So we'll start with the root node. The root node is outlook. And it will check the outlook value is rain here. So it will go to the third branch of the tree. After it goes to the third branch of the tree, the most relevant attribute to check is windy. So it will check windy. So it will check the windy value is true here. Okay. So it will go to the next level. If the windy is true, the leaf node is no play. So the value will get, the class level will get as a output is no play. So we'll not check for temperature and humidity. We'll check for only the first value outlook, and based upon the outlook we'll go to the third branch of the outlook. Then from the windy, this is the first branch of the windy, that is true, and will reach to the level no play, because you have developed a tree, and based upon the tree we can check only a single branch by the given attribute which have to be evaluated. So we start from the root node to check the value of attribute associated at the root node. The attribute is the splitting attribute at this node. Okay. So this is called splitting attribute because we are splitting something now. So this is the very same which is written here, which I explained you. We'll check for the value of outlook, that is rain. We'll move to the third branch. Then we'll go check and windy. And if we found the class level is no play. So this is the test data. Now you have to check whether you have evaluated from the tree is similar to the value present into the test data or not. Okay. if both the values are equal, that the value presented into the test data and the value you have generated, ठीक है, मतलब actually the test data will contain the actual output, ठीक है, whether the particular, depending upon the input, whether the class level is play or not play, and there is a computed output. In the previous example, you have a computed output, okay, so you have to check the computed output with the actual output. If both the values are true, then we can say our decision tree, the developed decision tree, is valid one. If your rule is not represent accuracy, then we can say we have to change the rule and we have to develop a new decision tree. Okay. So for each and every value, suppose first one you have to take from first row, you have to take the outlook is sunny, the temperature is this, humidity is this, windy is true, then it is play or not. So this value is already given to us in the test data. You have to check it with the developed decision tree, whether you are getting the same class level or not. If you are getting the same class level, then the accuracy is 100%. If you are not getting the same class level as it is present in the test data, the accuracy of the rule is not appropriate. So here it is given, the accuracy of the rule is 50%. Similarly, the accuracy of rule 2 is also 50%. The accuracy of rule 3 is 0.66%. So it means when you are checking the value based upon the test data, only 50% of the time rule 1 is correct. Only 50% of the time rule 2 is correct. Suppose if you have 4 different values, so 2 times you will get the correct classification and 2 times you will get the wrong classification. Okay. So accuracy of the rule 3 is 0.66%. So it will seems to be much more valid rules. So suppose if you have 4 different rows, so it will give you a 3 times a actual value and 1 time a false value. The concept of categorical attribute I will discuss on the next turn. इतना क्लियर है सभी को? क्लियर है आप लोगों को डिसीजन ट्री? आप लोग रिप्लाई क्यों नहीं करते हैं? MCA स्टूडेंट्स,
यस मैम।
डिसीजन ट्री क्लियर हो रहा है कि क्या है डिसीजन ट्री और कैसे फॉर्म करना है हमें? आप लोग घर पर प्रैक्टिस कीजिएगा, कोई एक डेटा सेट ले लीजिएगा जहाँ पे बाइनरी एट्रीब्यूट क्लास लेवल्स प्रेजेंट हो और उसको 2 पार्टीशंस में डिवाइड कीजिएगा और उसके बाद ट्री डेवलप करके देखिएगा और उसको टेस्ट डेटा से चेक करके देखिएगा कि वेदर दे आर इक्वल और वेदर यू आर गेटिंग द एप्रोप्रिएट रिजल्ट्स और नॉट. ठीक है, ऑन द नेक्स्ट वन वी विल डिस्कस द कैटेगोरिकल एट्रीब्यूट. Okay, that's all with lecture.